TMS Racing, Team 5X.
Around this first outer zone, does a nice job in that first outer zone. Looking for outer zone 2, does a nice job. Transitions for outer zone 3. Starts shallow, but ends all the way at the end, deep into outer zone 3. Looking for this touch and go. Does a nice job with that touch and go. Transitions for outer zone 4. Gets one tire into outer zone 4. Making his way to this first outer zone. There's a big flick into outer zone 1. Making his way to outer zone 2. Does a nice job at outer zone 2. Transitioning to outer zone 3. Starts a little shallow, finishes, and just spins out.
Unfortunately, I think sometimes that's all it takes.
Yeah.
To be going to the next round or going home.
Especially being that close.
We have car number 37, Koichi Yamashita in the lead, TMS Team 5X, and Daigo Saito in the chase.
Getting right there on his door for outer zone 2, and then falls a little bit behind, coming to outer zone 3, but shallows up to get right there for this touch and go. Making their way to outer zone 4.
Daigo with Fat 5 Racing in the lead, and Yamashita with TMS in the chase.
Making their way to this first outer zone. Daigo does a good job with a lot of angle. Going to outer zone 2. Yamashita trying to keep up in outer zone 3. Then make their way to this touch and go. Yamashita staying right there with a close transition going to outer zone 4. Making their way to outer zone 1. Does a nice job flicking into outer zone 1. Yamashita gets right on his door and giving a little love tap into outer zone 2. Comes around to outer zone 3. Gets right there on his door, coming around to this touch and go. Does a nice job flicking her around to outer zone 4 and just stays right there into that pocket. Headed to this first outer zone. Mao dives right into his door on that second outer zone, comes around to outer zone 3, and is not going anywhere. Coming to this touch and go. Falls a little bit behind, but transitions and gets right back into that pocket in outer zone 4.
That was another.
Making their way to outer zone 1. Mao does a good job entering into outer zone 1. Yamashita getting right there on his door, trying to dive right after this transition. Does a good job. It's a little shallow on his angle, but comes around to his touch and go. Does a good job of that touch and go. And then, Yamashita looks like he went a couple tires off track. They're off. Making their way to outer zone 1. Yamashita does a big entry. Mao goes and gives him a little love tap and pushes Yamashita off track. We'll have to see that replay because it looks like Mao just bullied Yamashita off track.
But was that, did that happen? And a by run for car number 37, Koichi Yamashita, TMS Racing, 5X tires.
This does give him the opportunity to have a nice practice lap after fixing whatever whatever was wrong with his car.
On the plus side, it looked like he's making power again. And unfortunately, that's... Up next, we got Hamada in the lead, Pashalon Racing, and Yamashita in the chase with TMS. 5-5
Yamashita falling a little bit behind over the second outer zone, trying to catch up to this outer zone 3, making their way to the touch and go. Going a lot of angle, coming around to outer zone 4. He stays right there, it looks like.
Hamada in the chase.
Making their way to this first outer zone. There's a big flick. Hamada gets right on his door in outer zone 2. Turns around for outer zone 3. Dives back in. Is a little shallow on angle. Trying to stay with them on their touch and go. Transitions a little late and then falls a little bit behind in that outer zone 4. We have a clean start as they head to outer zone 1. And though with a big flick in outer zone 1. Yamashita straightens up. As Manoa finishes out his lead run.
I guess the problems are back.